fix shit now. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to teach you how to shoot on the move. Shooting on the move is a skill that most shooters don't have, and it's because they try it once and it becomes so uncomfortable that they quit essentially, and they don't continue to learn it. I'm going to show you in 10 minutes. Okay, so first of all, when you first do it, like I said, it feels really weird, and so you want to start with something that's easy. You're going to go very slow. So you want to be barely moving, and eventually you're going to get over that awkwardness of doing the two things at once, because you're used to standing still and shooting, and you're just going to be moving and shooting. Okay, the other thing I'm going to tell you is, once you get over that awkwardness and you can do two things at once, then as you take your steps, you want to try to not let your heel touch the ground. That's going to make the gun a lot more stable as you're moving. And then the other thing is, you want to keep it as close to your face as you can. That's one instance where my modified grip helps, because I can put the gun right here, okay, so that there's much less oscillation. As you're walking, if you're way out here, there's more oscillation. If you're in close, there's less oscillation. So walk on the balls of your feet and get the gun as close to your face as you can, and you have to use the sights. You absolutely must use the sights in this case. You want to see the sights on the target for every shot. It's not a instinctive shooting type thing, okay? Now, if you were to do this for the very first time, I suggest use a cardboard target so you can get very close to it, like what I'm going to demonstrate here. And because if you shoot steel, there's a steel off to the side there. I'm not going to shoot that steel. I'm going to shoot that cardboard, that white one. The easiest movement is the straight forward movement. Okay, so I'm going to get on the balls of my feet, walk straight forward, slowly. I'm going to keep moving and shoot and try to put a nice pattern on there, okay? Here we go. On the balls of my feet. Okay. Make it easy, not hard. That's the Steve Anderson principle for everything that I learned. Make it easy at first. Okay, so now, you see that little cluster? Let's back it up a little bit. Now I'm going to shoot a little bit farther, but I'm still just going to go forward. Forward is the easiest of the four motions that you could do. Let's do it again. Okay, I got a little wild there. Got another one back in the middle. Okay, so now let's put, I didn't like that. Let's do that on the head. Let's do a couple on the head real quick. See how many I got left here. All right, let's do a couple let's do 3 on the head. Feel better about that. Okay, so now when you get the forward motion down, right, you're going to practice that for a while. Then the next thing you're going to do, we're going to start working with that steel now, because we're getting far enough out here, as if your training was accelerated a little bit. We'll get that white cardboard out of the way. Okay, so now the next easiest move, if you're right-handed, is going to be to move laterally from you're going to shoot across your left side like this. Make sure you see what I was talking about. The next easiest movement is you're going to shoot laterally across your left side like this. Okay, once you get the forward down. Okay, so watch me do that now on that steel. Back up a little bit so I'm safe to shoot steel from this distance. I'm going to shoot over my left shoulder. Going slow. Okay, so when you get that down, okay, then the next one that's about the same amount of trouble is to shoot backwards. Something like that. That's pretty easy. Now the hardest one is to shoot into your strong hand. So if I'm right-handed, that's to shoot this way, because it's just much less natural. You know, I have to twist my spine a little bit more. So that's going to look like this. But the principles are the same. You know, you got to see every shot. You have to walk on the balls of your feet if you can. Now, sometimes my heel hits the ground, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes it does. It's awkward to do that, but I know I'm more stable when my heel doesn't hit the ground. So, if at all possible, you want to keep your heel off the ground. Just makes you more stable. Okay, so then when you get more advanced, that's the basics. Big target, okay? Let's try something a little bit harder. I'm going to, okay, that steel next to the big full-size steel is a 10-inch wide steel. I'm gonna move forward, just try to put 3 on it. Okay. So the principle is the same. Now, then the other thing is you can start to speed up eventually. Okay, but we won't do that yet. That's later on. All right, so now I'm gonna try to shoot those 6 steel moving forward. Those are 8-inch steel, quite a bit harder than the 10-inch. It's a lot smaller actually, even though it's just 2 inches. All right, let's see if we can do that. Moving forward. Okay. All right, so the next phase is to speed it up a little bit. And that's where it gets fun. I'm going to, let me shut the camera off real quick. I'm gonna spray my steel, be right back. Okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit high angle now so you can see what's going on. You can see over my head. And once you get the basics down, like I was showing you, we're gonna speed it up a little bit. So we're still gonna do all the same challenges we were doing before, but we're just gonna speed it up a little bit. So I'm gonna do shooting at the steel. I'm gonna go with that big steel walk going straight forward. It always helps if you charge your pistol. Try that again. All right, here we go. Okay, back it up. Okay. Now let me spray that real quick. Okay, so we did the faster forward and backward. I'm gonna do the next easiest, which is shooting away from my strong hand to my left. Try to go as fast as I can, move, and still hit the target. Ah, I hit the other steel. 3 or 4 hits and a miss. Let's do it again. Okay, so we sped it up going forward, backward, and going from my left to my right, doing the easy lateral. Now let's do the hardest one as fast as we can, which is to shoot into my strong hand. Three out of 5. Yeah, you can see that's harder, something like 4 out of 6. So that shoot across is hard. And that's where you'll have to work on it. Okay, let's spray that, and I got another challenge. Okay, when you exhaust an exercise like the speed shooting, the speed moving and stuff like that, and I was getting to the point, okay, that's about all I can do. I'm not gonna grind, I'm gonna go to something different. I'm gonna do something a little more technical now. I'm gonna combine 3 of the 4 movements. I'm gonna go forward and try to take out the 6 8-inch steel, going forward, that's the easy movement. Then I'm gonna go against the grain. I'm gonna start out kind of on this side, go forward, take out the 8. Then I'm gonna go against the grain, which is the hardest, and I'm gonna just take out the big one with a shot or 2. And then I'm gonna come the easy lateral and take out the 10-inch steel with a couple of shots, all right? So let's give it a shot, here we go. Okay, so you can combine movements like this. I think it's a good idea to make the shooting and moving a part of your every practice routine if you're at a range that will allow you to do it. I think it's a really good skill. It loosens you up, gets you to do something new, and it's fun. Now, if you notice, I didn't hit every time I was shooting on the move. I missed now and then over and over again. And I think that's important for people that are learning to shoot, to not get discouraged if you miss a little bit. Now, if you're missing every shot, you're doing something wrong. But if you're trying a new skill, like I was showing you today, and you're missing, it means you're learning. All right. Now, if you're missing everything, you want to start over again. But if you're missing now and then, that's just part of the process. I think a lot of guys, they get this attitude, if they miss, they're doing something wrong. They got to stop, quit doing that, or whatever it is. And that's not how you learn. You know, you're going to miss a little bit, or they're not going to be necessarily in the A zone. You know, when I'm shooting, I don't know if the camera can see that the big steel. It's like a USPSA. That's like 2 alpha, a D, and a C, and 2 C's. You know, shooting and moving is not going to be as precise as standing still and shooting. Just like speed shooting isn't as precise as bench shooting. So each style of shooting has a limit to it. But to not do it at all because you miss a little bit, or you can't pull that little bullseye group that you can when you're standing real still, all that does is that limits you as a shooter. So be willing to try new things, be willing to miss a little bit in the learning process. And I thank you for joining me again on this video, and I will see you on the next one.